Hi guys, it's one and only maths favorite teacher. Now on this session, we're gonna be dealing with sequences and series. Now they're saying given 2x, y, and 9, the first three terms form an arithmetic sequence, and the last three terms form a geometric sequence. Then they're saying determine the values of x and y. So with regards to this, since they told us to say the first three terms form an arithmetic sequence, we're gonna write it as follow. We're gonna say arithmetic sequence. So with regards to the arithmetic sequence, we can see that we're gonna have what? The first three terms, right? Because they said the first three terms form an arithmetic sequence, which will be 2, x, and y. So your 2, x, y, it forms an arithmetic sequence, right? Then on the other hand, they told us to say the last three terms form a geometric sequence. So we're gonna also have for the geometric sequence. So for the geometric sequences, the last three terms. Now let us write the last three terms. That will be x, y, and 9. X, y, and 9. So what we're going to basically do, we know that an arithmetic sequence has a common difference, right? Remember, this is T1, that is T2, that is T3, as well as for the geometric sequence on the other side, it's T1, T2, as well as T3. Now, we're going to find what? We're going to find the common difference because the arithmetic sequence has a common difference. Now, we get the common difference by saying T2 minus T1 equals to T3 minus T2. And then now we're going to simply substitute, right? So as we are substituting, we know that our second term is x. So it will be x minus our T1 is 2. So we're going to have x minus 2 is equals to. Then our third term in this case, it's given as what? It's y. So it will be y minus the second term, which is x. Now from here, we're going to simply make y the subject of the formula, right? So as we are making y the subject of the formula, remember here we are having x minus 2. And then we're going to take this negative x, transpose it aside, it will be plus x. It's equals to y. And then here you will add x plus x, it will be 2x minus 2, it's equals to y. Therefore, y is going to be equals to 2x minus 2. So this 2x minus 2, we'll regard this as our equation number 1 that we are working with. So that is the equation number 1 with regards to the arithmetic sequence, right? Then for the geometric sequence, remember we are having the common ratio being the same. So we're gonna say second term, which is T2 over T1, it's equals to T3 over T2. Now for this, we know that our second term is y. So we're gonna have y over the first term, which is x, it's equals to, now the third term, it will be 9 over the second term, which is y. And then from here, what we are going to do, we're gonna cross multiply, right? So it will be y times y, that will be y squared, it's equals to 9 times x, it's 9x. So for this one, we're gonna have y squared is equals to 9x, and then that on its own, we'll regard this as our second equation, or equation number 2. Now we're having equation number 1, we're also having equation number 2. So you can see that equation number 1, it's y, it's in terms of y, and then equation number 2 is in terms of y squared. So what we're going to do from here, we're gonna say substitute equation number 1 into equation number 2, right? So we're gonna say substitute equation number 1 into equation number 2. So it means that we must start by writing equation number 2. Or equation number 2, it's y squared is equals to 9x. So we're gonna write y squared is equals to 9x. Then from here, remember now our y is 2x minus 2. So we're gonna write 2x minus 2, and then we square it. It equals to, then here we'll say 9x, right? And then from here, remember you can expand. You can write 2x minus 2, as well as this one you can expand and write 2x minus 2. On the far right, we're gonna have 9x. Now from here, we're gonna use the FOIL method, right? So we're gonna say 2x times 2x, that will be what? 4x squared. So you'll write 4x squared, then you say 2x times negative 2, that will be negative 4x, and then negative 2 times 2x, that will be negative 4x, then negative times negative is going to be positive, then 2 times 2 is going to be 4. It equals to 9x. Now from this, you now pair like terms. Remember, this will be 4x squared, right? And then minus 4x is negative 8x, and then plus 4 is equals to 9x. Now on the next step, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna now transpose 9x on the other side, right? So here we're gonna have 4x squared minus 8x, and then when I transpose 9 that side, it changes the sign to become what? To become negative 9x plus 4 is equals to 0. Now here you're gonna have 4x squared, right? And then let's see, negative 8 minus 9, that should be negative 17. So you'll say negative 17x, then you'll say plus 4, it's equals to 0. So in this case, you're having 4x squared minus 17x plus 4, it's equals to 0. Let me just write it here. So remember, we're having a quadratic formula of what? Of 4x squared minus 17x, and then plus 4, it's equals to 0. Now here, what we are going to do, we're going to simply factorize. We're going to factorize. Now if you don't know how to factorize here, you simply use quadratic formula, right? So we're going to simply factorize. So our factors inside the bracket, it will be 4x minus 1, as well as what? X minus 4, as well as x minus 4. And then when you arrive here, you're just going to say 4x minus 1, it's equals to 0. Or x minus 4, it's equals to 0. Then here we'll have 4x, it's equals to, you take negative 1, you transpose it on the other side, change the sign to become 1, right? And then you divide both sides by 4. Why do you divide both sides by 4? Because math says what I do on my left hand side, I should also do it on the right hand side. Then 4 cancels 4. Then what are you left with? You're left with x, it's equals to 1 over 4. So 1 over 4 is your first answer there. Or our x is going to be equals to 4, because when you transpose negative 4 to the other side, it changes the sign to become positive. Now when you look at the question, they said determine the values of x and y. So it means to say, in this case, we're going to have the values of x and y for both the geometric as well as the what? For both the geometric as well as the arithmetic sequence right there, right? And then with this being said, it means to say your sequence, remember the arithmetic sequence is 2x and y. So for the arithmetic sequence, let's write it here. For the arithmetic sequence, what are we having? We're having 2x and y. So they told us that the first three terms is 2x and y. And then on the other side, we're going to have a geometric right here. Geometric sequence. So for a geometric sequence, what are we basically having? We're having x, y, and 9. X, y, and 9. Now, one thing that is very important, you must compare the answers that you got. We got x is equals to 4, as well as x is equals to 1 over 4. Now, one thing that is very important from here, it's you making sure that the values that you choose normally, they should adhere to the rules of the arithmetic sequence, right? So, with that being said, it means to say, let's try to check if I were to say for x is equals to 1 over 4. for x is equals to 1 over 4. So remember that our sequence it's what? It's 2x and y, right? And then if you put if you say for x is equals to 1 over 4, the first thing that basically you must do, you must actually also get the value for y, the respective value for y. And how are we going to get the value for y? It is us now, for an arithmetic sequence, it is us now substituting it in equation number 1, which is y is equals to 2x minus 2. Let's do that. So we can just say y is equals to, that will be 2x minus 2. Then we substitute, right? So we're just going to say substitute x is equals to 1 over 4. So we want to simply substitute x is equals to 1 over 4 right here. So we want to say y is equals to 2, then into, that's 1 over 4 minus 2. Then it will be y is equals to, let's check what's going to be the answer. 2 into 1 over 4, then minus 2. So that's negative 3 over 2. So you can see that we are getting negative 3 over 2. Now, try to write your sequence like this. Remember, it's an arithmetic sequence, and you are given a sequence 2, x and y. So what will happen in this case? We know that here we are having 2 into our value for x, it was 1 over 4. Now we recently got y being negative 3 over 2. Now you check to say, are you going to get the same common difference now? So we're going to say minus 3 over 2 minus 1 over 4. So here we're getting negative 7 over 4. Negative 7 over 4. Of which is 2. Remember, it means that, let me show you something. When you find d, which is the common difference, remember you say t2 minus t1. Then our d is equals to what? Our second term, it's going to be 1 over 4. So you'll say 1 over 4 minus our t1, which is 2. So the common difference in this case, d, we are getting something like minus 7 over 4. So it means to say this answer is correct as well as that one, right? And then for the geometric, we'll just try to put for x, here we're going to say for x it's equals to 4, because remember we got 4 on the other hand, which is this one. So we're going to just try to substitute it on our equation. So remember our sequence for geometric, it's x, y, and 9. And then now we're going to put 4. So it will be 4, y, and 9. Remember, for us to be able to get the value for y, we're going to use the equation for the geometry. So in this case, the equation for the geometry is going to be this one, which is going to be y squared is equals to 9x. So we will say y squared is equals to 9x. And then what are we going to do here? We're gonna simply substitute x is equals to what? X is equals to 4. So when we're substituting x is equals to 4, remember it's y squared is equals to 9x. So it will be y squared is equals to 9 into, now we are substituting, in a place of x you put 4, right? So remember you're having y squared is equals to 9 into 4. So this is what actually we had previously, right? Now from here we're gonna say y squared is equals to, so now we're gonna multiply, right? We're gonna multiply 9 times 4, that's 36. So we're gonna say 36, and we know that therefore y is equals to the square root of 36. Y is equals to 6. Then since our y is 6, remember we're gonna take this equation for a geometric x, y, and 9. Let's write it here, x, y, and 9. And remember that now the value of x is 4, so it will be 4, comma, our y is 6, comma, it's 9. Now we are checking to see how we're gonna get the same common ratio for the geometric. So r is equals to, remember when you find the common ratio, you're just gonna say second term over the first term, right? Then that will give you T2, that is 6 over T1, 4. What is 6 over 4? That's 3 over 2, right? And then if you're using T2 over T1, or you can just say R is equals to the third term, which is T3, over the second term, which is T2. Now, with regards to this, our third term is going to be 9 over our second term is going to be 6. So what is 9 over 6? We can see that 9 over 6 is going to be 3 over 2. So you're just going to write 3 over 2. So this tells us to say, indeed, this is our what? This is our geometric sequence. And then also this one, it tells us to say that is our arithmetic sequence. You see, so since this question they say determine the values of x and y, so that's how basically we solve the value for x and y. It's your favorite math teacher once again. Stay tuned for more.